Let's begin. Happy Saturday afternoon to you all. Praise be the Spiral. Hope you're doing well. Let's get some drinks open. Very, very thirsty. Probably because of the crazy temperatures in here at the moment. Praise be the Spiral. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you're all doing well. Yeah, exciting times. It's a busy night tonight. So I'll tell you what we're going to do in the order we're going to do it in. And then we'll crack on with things. So we're gonna take a look at Pick a Mix for the first 2 hours till about 11:30. Going to look at some maps again. I think we've got most of the maps in now. I can't remember. We'll take a look in a minute. I think there's a handful of maps that a few people have sent me through the week. I will try and dig those out. I can't remember who sent me, I'll dig them out. I know they're in my messages. This has been a hectic week or two, so I've not had a chance to do it. Then at 11:30, we'll switch over to start verifying the Kaleidoscope entries. We've had a total of 15 entries tonight, which is pretty damn good. Quite impressed with that. So well done, guys, for taking part. We'll spend about half an hour going through the entries. That gives us not very long to do each one if we're trying to get the winner by midnight. It gives us about 2 minutes, but it shouldn't take too long to do. I've set up a little spreadsheet. I just need to basically put the values in as we go along, and it will spit out the MCB counts at the other end. Super simple spreadsheet, but kind of what we need really. Then around about 12 o'clock, we'll switch over to Mega 65 Dev. I'll announce the new competition. Post the rules in Discord for you to have a look at, and begin to show you how to do some of the basic stuff that you might need to do on the Mega 65 to give you a bit of a head start with the development side of things. I won't be going through how to set up Xemu. I'll leave that to you guys to kind of discuss between you. I know a lot of you have already set that up. For those that haven't, there's plenty of people that have that can help you set that up, because I don't want to go through all the different permutations of OSs and stuff. So if you would join the basic competition, you wouldn't already know how to set this up. If you didn't, then somebody can help you on that. And yeah, we'll spend the last 2.5 hours just going through some basic code, getting you set up for coding in 45 GSO2. This will be the first assembly challenge that we've done on the Mega 65. So XCB, a dead bird in a pink windmill. Oh, gosh, too soon, man. Too soon. I don't care when it was too soon. Okay, so I'm going to open my wine to get this breathing. So I'm going to be drinking. I'm drinking an assortment tonight, but my red wine is a Campo Viejo Rioja. It's quite a young Rioja, so I'm not sure if this is going to taste great. It's 2019, but we'll give it a try anyway. I do like this brand, so I'm hoping even as a young Rioja, it's going to taste nice. But Rioja tends to taste best when it's like 5 years old or so, not 2 years old. Well, got one and a bit like this will be. So it's probably going to taste a little bit tarty, I think, but it's probably okay. Then we've got a couple of cans of Kopparberg to drink as well, and a Bacardi Mojito to start on. So, um, let me show you a custom. Oh, hang on. Custom plugin for Kick Assembler. Oh, I will. Yeah, I will. Explain the Kick Assembler version to use. There is a version you can just download online. That's been done by somebody else. I'll explain where to get that as well. If it's not already in my GitHub, there's a link to it on my GitHub for definite. Oh, the Sublime plugin. Ah, I see. I'm just using the same plugin that I'm using for C64 stuff. It's just I've updated my syntax file. But that is described on the Kick Assembler page as well, so you'll be able to see where to get that from. I'll show you some basics of that anyway. So, uh, oh, I missed all the resubs and everything. Uh, okay, so let's go through those. Thanks for the resub, XSplit Block. Thank you very much, and thank you for the resubs, Endaric as well. Cheers. Thank you for the host, Prow7 and Andy Magic Knight. Cheers very much, guys. Oh, he steps back. Mind you, he was here on Thursday as well. Um, but yeah, it's kind of weird not having him here, isn't it? We did notice it was it's a lot less dueling going on. Okay, right. So we're going to start tonight with just some basic. Oh, I was meant to open my wire and I took the top off and didn't actually take the cork out. We're just going to go through and have a look how many levels we've got. I said 32 levels would be enough, and I think it's right. So if we haven't got 32, we'll have a look at just topping it up to 32. And then we need to start thinking about a completion. And really, that's about it. It's not a lot left to do. So, and I know I've been saying this for a while, but we've been taking our time with it quite a lot. I say taking our time. I've been taking my time with it. Somebody did send me some levels, but it gets lost in all of the other things that I get sent. So I'm going to see if I can quickly find that in the list. There you go. It was SP. It was SP. Cool. So I've got a couple more levels from SP here. So 1, 2, 3, 4 extra levels there. So I shall grab those and put them in at some point. So let's quickly just go and have a look at the maps. See what we've got. I need to get as much of this done as possible on this stream. As I said on Thursday, that I'm not, or Tuesday, I can't remember when I said it. Oh yeah, good point. I'm not hugely concerned about getting this out at a particular time. I sent a few long ago. Yeah, Miss. I think I've got yours in there already, Mr. G. There we go. Let me put this on the right. So, thank you for the resub, Mr. Beagle, Mad Beagle. Thank you very much. Appreciated. PC Engine game. I'll tell you what I should have been doing. I should have been saving stats on which platforms people guess the most as well. What is that? That reminds me of a Mega Drive game, I think it was, but it's not. It's got the same sort of style as a particular Mega Drive game I used to play. I have. Do you know what? I need to join more some AMF streams because I don't see any of them, and I really should. So I might try and make a point of trying to get into them a bit more often, or at all. I think I've been in like once or twice. I struggle to find the time to view other streams. That's the problem. As I'm always doing other things, and then I have very little actual spare time to myself to do things, and then I tend to want to play games at that point. So, like Valheim, which has been eating away at my time at the moment. I was playing it last night with some friends from work, and we decided to make an attempt on the third boss. I won't go into what the third boss is in case anybody doesn't want spoilers, but we decided to make an attempt on it. And we realized that we just weren't set up to kill it at all. We had the wrong damage type or something. I'm still not entirely sure what was wrong. I think I have an idea, but and we died. But we died in a really awkward place, and it was almost impossible to get our stuff back. And we ended up summoning 2 of the bosses as well. So there was 2 of them wandering around, stopping us from gathering our stuff back. And so we proceeded to spend probably a 3 or 4 hour gaming session just dying repeatedly, trying to get our gear back. Very, very painful. Very painful. Hey, also Coda, welcome. Okay, so we have what looks to be what's that one commented out? Oh, because that's the first one repeated. Okay, so we look to have 23 levels in here already. So yeah, we need to add more in to remember where they all are as well now. So they're going to be on my desktop somewhere in here and assets. Apps. Here we go. Okay. Oh, I think we still had some of these that weren't. Yeah, we still had a couple of zigzag levels to add in. So six more zigzag levels, and I'll download these ones from um, SP, and then I think that's it. I'll double check Mr. G's, but I'm pretty sure Mr. G's I've already done because they were from quite a long time ago. So not that folder, sorry. So I will tell you ahead of time that I did load up the entries into the verifier. I turned the cycle count off because I didn't want to see the results. But I just loaded them up just to make sure that that they all verified as correctly mirrored on just the first run. So hopefully your successive runs are also correct. But I verified everybody's and made sure that there were no issues. So um, we'll avoid that. But I've left the verification in so the border goes green when it's correct, just to make sure that we get everything. Okay, there we go. Sorry, just trying to find where to save these levels. All right, save. Um, because I didn't want to leave anybody in a situation where they'd failed the verification. I knew I did say I wasn't going to do that, but I thought it was just better to verify them up front. It would have been unfortunate. So some tedious work on the table making may have paid off. Proves you don't need to test your code or data. Um, no, I've verified I've verified everything, so they're fine. But the verification will still be there. So Friday AMF stream starts at 9 p.m. So about 7 my time. Okay, yeah. I mean, it's the sort of thing I can easily put on while I'm doing other stuff, and I should do more of that. I tend to sit here like working on stuff, and then like I'll have some sitcom on in the background or something, and I shouldn't do that. I should watch some more streams, watch other people's content because I love all you guys that join these streams and those that stream as well. I do want to repay the favor and watch those things, so I should do more of that. So even if I can't pay 100% attention to it, I don't necessarily need to pay 100% attention, but being able to hear would be great. I had a weird dream about Ghostbusters on the C64 last night. Actually, I dreamed I'd gone to some car boot sale. It's really sad, I know, but I dreamed I'd gone to some car boot sale and managed to snag myself a copy of Ghostbusters on tape, and it cost me £30. And I was thinking when I woke up, I was thinking that seems really expensive. Like it shouldn't have been that much. Um, but yeah, it was kind of weird. It was a really strange thing to be dreaming about. Oh, why am I loading the editor up there? I've already got the editor, haven't I? Yeah, no, that's what I mean. It wasn't exactly an accurate dream. I also bought a compilation. I bought like one of these compilation tape things, and they were about £50. And I remember I was sorting through the tapes. They were making sure all the tapes were in there, and basically they'd got the box, and they just put the tapes that had those games on in the box. So all the tapes were like different colors and different fonts, and they just weren't from the original thing. It was a very strange dream. It was. I don't usually dream about go into car boot sales. Okay, right. Let's go through these maps. So we're up to this point here. I had started noting down the difficulties of these levels, but I had a thought about this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to write a small program that just processes the data in these maps, so the number of enemies that are in the maps, the variation on the enemies, and gives us these values that we had in the brackets here. And then I can order them by then, and then just play them a little bit to make sure they're all right. But I do have a list of data as well. So um, 51 entries, yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. Actually, the next couple of days, you've got 4 days left now to enter the competition. So please make sure you enter and send your entries to Zappy. I don't know if he's online at the moment on here in the chat, but send them to Zappy at the RVG address that's listed, um, and that way we can begin, because it's quite a process to kind of verify them all and get them all prepared, ready for tape, as well as judging them as well. I may actually do. Could do a kind of slightly different stream one weekend where I play through them all. But then I guess I don't really want to give you guys the any indication on how I'm judging them either. I guess that should kind of be separate and private. So um, maybe I won't. All right, let's load these levels in. Okay, so this one we just put in according to this, because it's there 22, and that's at the bottom here. Okay, so let's not do that one. I remember putting this one in actually. Oh yeah, I had some notes, didn't I, on some of these levels as well. I need to go back through them at some point. I don't know where they are actually. Oh yeah, there we go. I've got the information here for all 22 levels. Okay, cool. So might have a look at some of the reworks as well if I get time. So let's just go through what we've got here at the moment. Check. So this level looks pretty good. Again, it needs some enemy sorting out here. Now what I can do is if I load this into here, I can see the enemy list here, and I can actually insert the bonuses in here in a few random places. Save that, and then when I load it in again, it will have some bonuses in here. Yeah, there we go. They're quite spaced out, but they're in there. So at this moment in time, I just want to get them all saved and worry about kind of tweaking a bit later. I will send this out to a few people as well. It reminds me, actually, I need to, because I've got so many messages since. I need to go back through my list of those who offered to test the Game Boy game. A couple of people. In fact, I remember who they were anyway. So, and get a game to send to you in the next probably not this week, probably next week it will be for those who are testing that. Okay, so one thing is here we've got these edges, which are a different tile set. So I'm going to change those because I want to avoid having duplicate different tile sets in here. So it is going to be this kind of weird pattern instead, which might not look quite right, but do our best. All right, so the problem is this edge here, you see, there isn't a pattern that fits that well enough, so might just have to go with this. That looks fine anyway. Okay, save that level. Export that to map 23. Yeah, I probably should have done this kind of level sorting at the end instead of now. Whatever. Okay. This room is so warm. I'm dreading the summer at the moment. It's so much warmer than it was before. Oh, thank you for the bits as well, Meadolf. I missed that. Thank you very much. Um, we're testing levels 1 to 9. It is. I tell you what, it is really hard. I got to say, I was shocked at how many lives I'd used by the end. I think because it needs to be fairly precise. That's the problem. But I'm going to do a little bit more work on Monday night for the Game Boy game, preparing for Tuesday stream, and then whatever state the game is on Tuesday, 28, 28, 29, 30. Wait, hang on, 27, 28, 29, 30. So 30th is Tuesday. Yeah, so whatever state the game is on Tuesday, I'll probably not add a lot more to it, and that will be what goes out to the testers. Um, the version you will be getting, well, you'll get a couple of versions. So the first version you'll get will just be one to play through the levels, to play through the game from beginning to end. It probably won't have a completion in it. It will have infinite lives or many lives, that sort of thing. And then once music goes into the game, you will get what a version with music, because the version that you get will have music, but it will be the wrong music. Why is this not starting? Ah, there we go. Um, wait, what? Um, what? That's not the level we just. Oh God, I know why. And also, I noticed we have too many lives, so I'm just going to sort that out. Put a split on this screen. Dreading this room in the summer. I really am. It's 31 degrees in here at the moment. It's getting warmer and warmer. Okay, let's put the map data over there. Oops. Player is here. How many lives does the player start with? It looks like 200 or something. I don't know, 7F apparently, but cool. There we go. Right, so let's try and complete this level. Okay, so you jump up these platforms easily. Actually, they're the perfect height. Those. Actually, I kind of like the enemies on this level. So that's so thus far anyway. So this is quite a big level, judging by the number of enemies that were in that list. But I don't even there we go. There's first issue. The color is needs to not be light blue. Okay, it's fine. I forgot what color we were lacking. Let's go and have a look. What were we lacking? We had a lot of blues. We had some light blues, but they definitely didn't have those enemies in. So, oh, there's the rules for the competition. Sneak peek of the new rules. It's unfortunate. So you're gonna hear them anyway in 2 hours time. So, and they're nothing you haven't already seen. Just slightly edited versions of the basic competition rules, basically. Okay, let's change this background color. It was too small. I'm not panicking anyway. It's fine. It's not a huge loss if you happen to have read those then. See, grey kind of work. Grey makes things stand out quite well on this level, so I'm going to go with grey on this one. I'm not going to play through the level. I think it's fine. I don't need to play through. Um, the only time I'm actually going to play through the levels is if there's like lots of tight areas in the game where things could get stuck. So, and we'll do a full playthrough at some point anyway. Don't panic. Yeah. Okay. So let's export that level and load the next level in. Okay, so next level. So first of all, let's just put these in here. So they're out of the way. Let's have a look at. Let's do another zigzag, and then we'll alternate between the two. Okay, again with these top pieces, so I just need to edit those. I get what's trying to be done here, but unfortunately, it's oh, there's another problem as well. These gaps are not going to work. So that one will work if I take that away. So that's fine. This one needs a gap here like that. So I'm going to remove this entire piece at the top there like that. Let's have a look at the way the enemies would work here. Okay, so they can drop down onto this platform. They can drop onto this platform. Okay, not bad. Okay, let's save this out. Oh, it needs more, doesn't it? It needs get rid of those and just replace it actually with. See, now that'll do. Is it symmetrical? Yes. Not symmetrical. The edge is wrappable. From what I know from Thalamus, the plan for creatures is to do remastered versions of 1 and 2 before anything else. When that happens, I don't know, but I do know that he's mentioned several times that he wants to do creatures 1 and 2 before remastered like cartridge versions before anything else. Um, yeah, I need to add boosters, don't I? Okay, so let me save this. Oh, I've already got the save project open. Oh, actually, if I just do this, perfect. Okay, so then if I do every 4 enemies, do a booster. So this is what the level data looks like before it's compressed and turned into a byte stream for the editor for the game to load in. So it does make it easy to edit, which is nice. But unfortunately, that JSON format is completely useless for in the game, so it has to be converted. Okay, that should be fine. Colors fine. Start positions. Yeah, I mean, I might move that guy over just a bit there. Um, just put them right on the edges of the platform. But yeah, that'll do. Let's save, export, and just make sure it loads correctly. I think we've got just the right number of levels actually, or very, very close to the right number of levels. This was what, number 11, I think it was in that list. 11, yeah. I'd say it's like Jason. Okay. Yeah, looks okay. I can't believe I'd missed the Zap annual this time. I'm really annoyed that I missed that. I'm not sure how I did. I thought I would have ordered that, but apparently I didn't. But thankfully they do. It does end up on Fusion Retro Books eventually, so I can get a copy from there. But I have seen numerous reviews, so I'm happy. I won't say what it is in case anybody wants to read um, in case anybody wants to actually read the manual and doesn't want me to spoil it. But it's decent. It got a decent score, so quite happy. Okay, this looks fine to me. I did notice one issue actually, which is when I don't know if I've written this down. Uh, oh yeah, I have already. Frozen enemies only flash if not stunned. So when you hit an enemy and they're frozen, which they won't be, I grab this, but they flash blue. But when they're stunned, they're still flashing blue, so you can't really tell which ones are ready to eat or not. So I need to address that at some point. These issues that I've got on here will probably go through on the next stream actually, because I think we'll be done with the mapping by then. The order of the levels can be and the difficulty of the levels can be adjusted a little bit later, but um, for now we'll just work our way through these, and then we'll do the bugs on the next stream, and then I'll think about a completion screen. Completion screens are weird because on one hand not everybody's going to see them, so it's not the most important thing in the world. But sometimes you feel a bit kind of not kind of shafted, but you kind of feel a little bit disappointed when you work through a game and the completion isn't very good. Which is why with Luma, I made sure the completion was kind of nice to watch. It was a nice, it's a nice little completion thing. It's nothing super amazing, but it does have some interesting techniques being used in it. Because Luma is freaking long game to complete. I mean, you are not completing that game in one sitting at all. Not unless you want to stay up for 2 days, 48 hours. Um, and I reckon it's easily a 48-hour long game if you get stuck on a couple of levels. All right, that's that level done. Let's have a look at the next one. Let's move that one into here. Let's do one of SP's. Can you do it? Okay, I like the name. I play Meldritch for that. I say that was one of the things was mentioned in the Zap reviews that it gets difficult quickly, um, which is a kind of side effect of the way that the level pro, the level kind of ordering process happened. Wanted to make sure that the levels that had an insane number of moves were kind of interspersed with the levels with less moves in them. So there's some levels which are just about clever. No things on this. Oh, hang on, I've done. Yeah, I've done the right one. No bonuses in this one either, though. So, oh no, there we go. That was the right level. Okay, can you do it? Yeah, this is all right. Wow, that green is bright, isn't it? But that's fine. It matches up almost perfect. Oh, actually, yeah, it's fine because these are just. Yep, this is fine. Matches on that side, matches on that side. Cool, and all the enemies are in there as well. Okay, let's explore this level. That was an easy one. Yeah, the levels were ordered so that there was probably about 2/3 of the levels which were kind of short move counts in that um they were designed in a way that means that there wasn't a like there was a clever way to solve them rather than one that just had tons and tons and tons of moves, like a super shuffled level, which there were a few of. There were about a third of them that were like that. So what I tried to do was intersperse those levels in the middle of other levels, so um, you weren't doing too many of those levels sequentially. And I think that's the problem is you tend to hit a couple of them early on, and they can be a little bit off-putting. So this is called Can You Do It? And this is by SP175. Won't be as bright on a CRT. Yeah, that's a good point actually. Oh, good, good, good. That's one I know accepts both names for sure. This looks fine as well. Where's the switch on this though? The switch is over there. Okay, yeah, it's good. Okay, cool. Happy with that. Let's put this at the bottom and move on to the next one. It's annoying now these numbers don't line up as well. Oh, have I missed one out? Did I miss map 24 out here? Oh, I did. Map 24 should be in here as well. Oh, that is this one here. Damn it. There we go. Yeah, all right. It's because I upped the number before I actually did the next thing. All right, so zigzag level now. Okay, yeah, so we're looking for. So this does need to have the things. Uh, Space these out a little bit more on some of these levels, a bit more randomly. What's the right thing to press? Damn it. There we go. Okay, so a good mix of enemies on here. Platform wise, seems fine. Everything's symmetrical. This looks kind of, oh no, it's not that safe because you can walk off the edges here. So yeah, it looks like everything's good. Plus, there's plenty of different enemy types in here as well. Colors wise, fine again as well. Nothing should clash on that. The only thing that is going to clash on these is the actually no, because the parrots don't no longer look like this anyway. So hey, Dockster. Okay, cool. Let's save that with the enemy count in there and export. So this is number 12. Doesn't have a name. So I'm kind of looking forward to this month's challenge because it's anything that produces content that ends up going on the Mega 65 kind of file host is really good. And I think I think the Mega 65 guys were kind of really happy with the fact that they got a shitload of basic games to test, and it did actually solve a few issues. So not only while it was being developed, while the games were being developed, with the questions that you guys were asking of the team, that solved a few issues here and there. Like there were some issues with some bit plane stuff. There were some issues with, I believe, some of the sprite stuff as well. I can't remember exactly, but I know there was a few things that needed resolving. And then when the games we actually released all the games and tested them, and we found that things were slow, we fixed some stuff on the XEMU side of things as well. So that was really cool. I think I think they were all on the XEMU side, but it's really good. It's a really good way to get the emulator kind of more in line with what the real machine does, which is really good. So thank you very much, Duxter. Thank you for the bits. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good actually. I think I just needed a couple of days off and to just it's to do with it's to do with what I eat. So the problem is if I eat the wrong thing, I have to alternate between lots of fiber and no fiber, and I have to be very precise when I switch between the two. If I miss it by half a day or a day, then that's it. That's enough for it to knock me on my ass for a couple of days, and that's what happened. Is I ate too much fiber when I shouldn't have been eating fiber, um, and it ended up screwing me over. So XEMU compatibility will make the most Mega 65 development impact for sure. Yeah, yeah, definitely. I think what people well, the thing is, I think what the first thing to realize is that you can get by developing on the Mega 65 quite easily without XEmulator. And I want people to realize that even if the emulator is not 100% up to scratch, you can still do things directly by compiling directly to the machine. So you don't have to worry too much about that. It's very easy to deploy directly to the machine. However, you're right in that having a good emulator is going to encourage people, firstly, who may not have a machine, or B, just don't want to, the bother of having to set their machine up all the time. They may want to develop on a laptop on the move or something like that. So um, having a good emulator is key to it. The problem is any emulator for a new system like this is going to take months, if not years, to be close enough to emulate everything. I've already found plenty of stuff that the emulator cannot do that I need it to do in order to do my stuff. So I can't use the emulator for what I'm doing, unfortunately. But that's not to say you can't use it, and I think you guys proved that with the basic competition, is that you were able to show very easily that these things can be written and can be very good as well. So every single entry was incredible. I was so pleased that you guys had created that sort of stuff. It makes me very happy to see. So absolutely, you can do this. And the more we do these competitions, and the more we use the X emulator, then the more the emulator is gonna um, even if nothing changed in the emulator, even if absolutely nothing changed in the emulator, and it will, because their work, Hernand and LGB are working very hard on it. Even if nothing changed in it and they paused it now, at the very least, what we'd have is documentation in the kind of bug reports and things of things that do and don't work, and workarounds and things like that. So at the very least, we're creating you're doing the kind of the exploration work that other developers don't have to do later on. So that's very useful. But things are changing; they're changing quickly. So, and the thing is the more people develop on it, the quicker LGB and Hanand and anybody else who works on the emulator will be able to see um, what areas of the emulator are a higher priority, because they'll have their own idea of the roadmap and what they want to do next and things. But if 7 developers come to them in a month and say that this particular feature isn't working correctly, then they know that that's probably quite an important feature to work on. So um, this latest challenge has been great. I've learned a lot about 6502 things. Cool. Yeah, and that's kind of the point as well. So the whole reason I do the C64 challenge is for a Mega 65 giveaway. It's firstly to kind of to give the Mega 65 team a little bit of a break and not overload them with feedback from you guys, because it's a lot to they've got a lot of stuff on their plate. So um, it makes sense to kind of spread it out a little bit. But secondly, well, actually, there's 3 reasons. Secondly, to give you guys some practice at doing what's that one there, isn't it? Practice at doing some cool things. Oh damn it! Oh, this has got bonuses in it. All right. have some practice at doing kind of optimizing things and get your head in the mindset for doing kind of optimal code and thinking about code in more than just kind of um, the way kind of many developers, myself included, develop, which is to just keep spewing things out into the editor until it works. With this challenge, you actually have to look at it and go back and think about it and figure it out, and that really gets you into it. And the third reason I do it is because what that process does, what that optimization process does, is it shows me those people who are willing to keep going at it, that do not give up, that will just keep hammering away at something until they figure it out. So I think that and this is why I give it to the winner of this particular kind of challenge, because that particular type of person is the sort of person that's going to do the best when they get one of these dev kits. And they are going to keep trying. If something doesn't work, they're just going to keep trying until they figure it out, and that's what we need in the Mega 65 dev. Do you think they can deliver the Mega 65 before the end of this year? I mean, is it a target, or is it all about when it's done? I think it is about when it's done, but I think they could deliver it this year. I think they're very close, at least with the closed ROM version. But the open ROMs can come later. That's absolutely fine. There's really not a lot missing from the machine at all. It's perfectly capable of running things. The stuff we're seeing on it already shows that it's a very, very, very capable and very ready machine. I think they just want to. I mean, there's obviously, I don't know what the marketing and the technical side of things are, how they've got to source all the parts and stuff. But I know that the machine is, in my opinion, they if they released it tomorrow, it wouldn't be a shame at all. It would be ready. What I think it needs, though, just before it goes out, is a bit more time um to build up a little bit more interest outside of the immediate kind of Mega 65 community and the C64 community, and to get the word out about what it's capable of. And I think that needs software for. So we need to get some more software on it. That's why I'm working hard to do Perseus. There may be another project coming up soon. I'm not going to tell you anything else about it, but there may be a project which is basically for another launch title, but something that can be done very, very quickly. So I may be helping out with that as well. If I do that, I will be doing it on stream as well. So there's that as well. Another project on the list, possibly. So um, and yeah, hopefully the people who win these competitions. Oh, I deleted one then. Damn it. Hopefully the people who win these competitions can assist with that as well, and release some stuff on there. Bear in mind that you can even take your C64 games, and with a very, very little bit of code, you can make them work on the Mega 65 with higher res graphics and more colors and stuff. So because the code is compatible more or less, so you can make Mega 65 versions of your games quite easily if you want to. Just make 10 cassette 50 style discs for it. Yeah. Okay, this looks pretty good. So everything's symmetrical, lines up, platforms look good. There's no mismatch of tiles. Um, I'm not sure about this grey on the white and the grey, but I'm going to leave it in. We can always edit this later, so don't need to do anything to this. It looks pretty spot on. Let's export that. But yeah, to go back to the timelines, I think they could release it this year. I don't know exactly when the plan is to release it, but I could see them releasing it this year, possibly. I think it's ready. As I say, the only thing I'm concerned about is that uh, it doesn't have any real kind of meaty titles for it yet. So I think that's what it needs. It needs a couple of launch titles, but hopefully we can sort that out this year. Let's give this a quick test. What was this called? This was called. was called. God, so many folders. Mellow Hell. All right. Yeah, killer exactly. It needs a killer app. So and without the killer app, it's not going to be um there is a Super Mario Bros type game on the C64. Yeah, there is indeed. Uh, but as I say, if it could even be a case of just taking an existing C64 game and making it super high res using the exact same code and everything, it's certainly possible. Um, but the thing I really think, this is why I want to get Perseus, at least a demo vertical slice of Perseus done um, for launch, is because I think what it needs is not a remake of an existing game, but something completely new for it. Um, I think that's going to be the biggest selling point for it. So um, it's worth noting as well that I forget his proper name. I can never pronounce the name properly, but the Magic Eric or something, the guy that's doing the Another World port that you've been seeing on the C64 has recently been in the Mega 65 forums, and he's going to do a port for Mega 65. So he's been working with the emulator to make that work as well. So we could see Another World on there, and he's got the license to do that, or he's got the kind of permission to do that from the original creator. So that could be good as well. But I do think it needs an original title. Okay, that level looks fine anyway. I didn't. Okay. Yeah, something you can't get on any other platform. Exactly. That's what I really want to. That's what I really really want to get kind of Perseus done for. And I think Perseus is going to be interesting enough that it stand. In fact, I mean, I strongly believe Perseus will be one of the best games of that kind on an 8-bit machine. I honestly believe that because I think the Mega 65 is going to make things look amazing. So it's going to, bring it to probably the front of the visuals for 8-bit machines, and certainly for graphical capabilities. And I think Stoker's work means we're going to end up with something that looks incredible as well. And then I think that just the general gameplay ideas mean it will be good. I think Turrican crossed with Flashback. I think that's what it's going to be like. Kind of um, prepare for a launch and lawsuit from ancient Greece for that title. Yeah. Okay, this looks good as well. It does need enemies, some bonuses putting in here. So let's load this into here. Add some bonuses in. Let's do every 8. So what I'm really interested in for is if some of the demo groups get hold of the machine and try to, yeah, it is. Lunak is very similar as well, although I think we're gonna slightly more on the Turrican side than the Flashback side in terms of the controls, because in Flashback and it looks like in Lunak as well, the control, and Prince of Persia as well, because of the way that the motion is rotoscoped. It feels a little bit slow and clunky sometimes. The movement, it's very precise. It's like you run to this edge, stand still, jump up, perform the jump up, and I don't want that. I want it to feel a bit faster and a bit more fluid. So while it will have similar kind of moves like ledge climbing and things like that, I want it to feel a bit quicker and more like Turrican in that respect. Um, but honestly, it's kind of its own game because it's going to have elements of kind of Mario 64 in there. It's going to have elements of let's load that level in again. Then it's going to have elements of Turrican, like I say, elements of flashback, and then some unique kind of stuff in it as well. So okay, let's export. God, the export process and stuff is slow, but we're getting there now. We're up to it's not 28, and we start at 0, so that's 29 levels, and we've got. Hang on, which one was that? Was that? Yeah, it was that one. Okay. So we're actually going to have more than 32. So what I'm going to do is put all these levels in and maybe just have to cut one or two levels. So, but Lunark looks really good. I've got to say, I'm looking forward to seeing that. I actually think that would be a great Mega 65 game as well. Absolutely great Mega 65 game because it's kind of perfect for it. It's got the um, it's got the retro feel and the nice graphics that would work on a Mega 65. It's beautifully made as well. It's such a nicely made game, all done by one guy as well. Um, really good. So I'd like to see more of that. I think on other platforms. What number is this? Number 13? Was it? Yeah, 13. So we've got 4 more levels to put in about an hour, so it should be fine. We'll work through a couple of the lists. I've actually got a couple on the list that say rework, so maybe those levels, some of those levels one of those levels could probably be removed if it feels too wrong. Then what I'll do is I'll package the game all up. We'll dish this out to a few people again, whoever wants to test it. Preferably if there's somebody who's got a way to play it 2 players. So somebody with friends would be good. Um, Thank you, Zond84, for the follow. Very much appreciated, and welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. It's Saturday. The drinks are flowing. Yeah, I'm the same, Andy. I don't really have. Well, I have friends, but they're all pretend friends. They're all virtual friends. Although at the moment, I think everybody's friends are virtual friends. I still haven't been out. All right, let's get some wine going. So, with it being a young wine, it's probably better to leave it open for a good hour before you drink it. Maybe not an hour. An hour is probably too much, but oh yeah. See, I can smell that snot. See, it's not bad. It's not bad. It's because it's Rioja, though. That's why. Are we allowed in real life friends these days? No, no, unfortunately. Okay, let's have a look. This looks fine. So colors look good. Platform's good. All right, everything's all right on that one. Let's move on to the next one. I want to get all these levels in as quickly as I can now. I mean, these level counts are just wrong. I don't know why it's going up to that. It starts at 2. So +2. +2. Oh, no, that's right. Fair enough. It starts at 1, and we've got this one here, which is a duplicate. All right, that is fine. Okay, load level, slow. Let's do another zigzag, and we'll finish on SPs. Let's do both zigzag ones now and finish on SPs. Oh, that is a bit too bright. I'm going to change the background color on this one. But first of all, let me put the bonuses in here. I'm going to do it how many pipes are there actually on this one? do it based on how many pipes there are. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to do it. Still two. I'll do it every 6. That's fine. I mean, it doesn't even have to be every blah blah blah. It could just be random throughout. It doesn't have to be. Yeah, I mean that's fine. Let's do it like that. That color's a bit bright though, so I'm going to change. Do I change the background or the platform color? I'm going to change the background because I kind of like the candy, the the kind of ice cream raspberry ripple kind of look to this level. So I'm gonna keep that the same. Um, but you see these things here in the background. They kind of look weird against that light gray. So I'm going to change that now. I'm actually going to do a light blue here, and then I'm going to remove the gumballs. So it's going to reduce the count down a little bit, but and the reason I'm doing that is because I think that'll look nice against the Raspberry Ripple. I think it just looks good. So let's save that. I'm going to go to save again, just so I can save myself the job of having to go and find that folder again. There we go. Then I can cancel that and then export. There is one gumball still. Oh, thank you, SP. Spotted. Spotted. Too fat for your XL t-shirt. To be fair, I'm getting to be a bit like that as well. The lockdown has not done me any favors at all. Oh, this looks. I know what this looks like, but I'm not sure it is. Well, interestingly, it's not what I thought it was, but it looks a hell of a. Oh no, it's not though, is it? No, no, it's not the sequel either. It's not the sequel. I thought it was. Yeah, Cosmic Causeway, but it's not Cosmic Causeway. I fucking love Cosmic Causeway. Okay, save the level again, which I've now unfortunately moved into here. So is it that Eliminator or whatever? Yeah, it's one of the first games we had on the quiz. Yeah, but it does look. That's what I thought it was, Cosmic Causeway, as it was coming up. Okay. Export this compressed. 29, and this is Zigzag 14. So really, I'm just loading these now just to make sure that they load and they don't fail for any reason, and that there's no immediate kind of issues with them. So Sonic 3 special stage, yeah. So I am going to be getting a green screen at some point soon because someone mentioned one of the lads from work actually mentioned something someone else does on their stream, which I thought was really cool. I thought I'd implement. I've been kind of toying with the idea of getting one for a while anyway because my background stays tidy for all of about a week and then it becomes a mess again, and it's generally been quite a mess in the background for a while, especially on the shelves on this side. So I'm thinking of putting a green screen behind myself, but then what I'm going to do is I'm going to allow you to change the backgrounds through Shimmerbot. But I'm not going to tell you what the backgrounds are. You're going to have to try and discover them yourself. So that'd be kind of interesting. And what I might do is it'll be free to do. It'll be like once every 5 minutes somebody can change the background. Um, but you won't be you'll only be told what the command to change the background is. You won't be told any of the backgrounds themselves, but you'll be able to spend shimmer shillings to get some clues. or to unveil a kind of random background, and I'll just keep adding them too. So the MGM, like, yeah, it could be something like that, but I want it to all be automated. Yeah, this seems fine. I like the look of this level. This is good. All right. Okay, cool. Let's move on to the next one. So that's Zigzag 14. 3 more to put in. So this will give us 33 levels total uh, when we've got the last 2 in. And so far, that is taking up. Yeah, I mean, we've got quite a lot of room left over. We've still got about 6 kilobytes left over, which is enough room to kind of make the intro text nice and long and things like that. So, but yeah, I will. What I will do is, if I do get the green screen background, and I probably will, because I can just attach it to the top of my shelves up there and pull it down. I'll add a load of backgrounds in, but I'll also give. Um, I think what I'll do is anybody who's a sub, I'll give you the ability to add a background in yourself. Um, I can do it in software. Yes, I have got. I have got it, but the thing with the software is it's not fully effective. It can be a little bit iffy at times, because it sometimes it can't work out what's background and what's not. So, for instance, what most like when you have a green screen when you're on a Twitch stream, you have it behind your chair, right? So you have it behind your chair, so you see the person and the chair. But what tends to happen is with the AI versions is the bits where your chair is, they haze, they tend to they fade out, and it's because it can't quite work out the depth properly. So you can fix it with like quite expensive depth sensing cameras and stuff, but I'm not going to do that. Or even a Connect. You could probably wire a Connect up to do it as well. But I'm not going to do that either. I think a green screen is going to cost me about 25 quid or something. It's not going to cost me a lot of money. I'm not going to get anything fancy. It's going to be something I can hang in the background. But I might give subs the ability to request a background get added as well. So if you're a sub, you can send me your background, and I'll add it to the list. And you can pick the command to like the name of it to be picked. And basically, we'll just have a big long list of names that you can change the background to. And I won't reveal what those names are. You have to work them out yourself. So definitely, well, they'll have to be stream safe, obviously. But yeah, I'm probably going to do that. I was looking at them today actually to find one that was suitable for the background there. So once I figure them out, I will do it, because I think that's kind of a nice idea actually. Okay, let's just do another zigzag level, and then we'll finish on the last 2 SP levels. Um, yeah, no bitty, nothing rude. Um, Also, you have to bear in mind as well that my head is center frame, so whatever you do needs to be either on this side, or not matter. So if you, for instance, so I did a test with the AI version of the background removal, and I had Eiffel Tower pictures. So I stuck an Eiffel Tower picture on, but of course my head was right over the Eiffel Tower, so all you could see was a tiny little thing poking out the back of my head here, and then some trees. Well, you need to properly light the green screen for it to be detected well. Yes, but I do have a strong light that I can shine directly at it from. It's just over this side of the room here, so I do have decent lighting in here. It's just I turn it down quite a lot because I don't like looking like illuminous on the thing, and I have the lighting quite dimmed when I'm playing, because when I'm streaming. But I can put quite a lot of light onto it, so. But saying that, the OBS software is kind of nice in that you can adjust the range and stuff. So it will detect lots of different shades of green as well. And as long as it's hanging kind of fairly straight, it should be fine. But yeah, that's probably going to come soon. Probably by next weekend, I think. If I can code it up into the overlay, because it needs an overlay thing. So I never wear green t-shirts anyway. Yeah, I only ever wear black. So so I don't know why. I just always worn black. Don't like any other color t. Oh, I don't mind a white t-shirt now and again. But black is the color. Black or very dark blue. I'll jump to. Goth. No, I'm not goth, unfortunately. I'm not that interesting. Not that goths are that interesting, but some of them are. Oh, okay. This is again the color looks. I don't know why this light gray looks. Is it because of the red? Maybe what would that? Oh no, that looks worse. No, all right. I'll leave that. That's fine. Do you need to put bonuses in though? So let's put some in. Let's put quite a lot in this one. So actually, what I might do with subs is you'll be able to give me an image and it will trigger with your name. So if you do like I don't know what the command, it'd be something like exclamation mark background or BG. Um, and if you do exclamation mark BG and then your name, it will show your background so people know it's your background. Um, and I will allow you within reason to do anything there. I'm not going to accept anything that's like crazy embarrassing or stuff like that. But within reason, you can put that in there. So, and then I'll try and make a list of stuff that you can randomly discover as you go along, and you'll be able to pay shimmer. You'll be able to pay shimmer shillings to get a clue for something. I'm not sure how that's going to work here, but I'll have a think about that. Anyway, that's a sneak peek of what's going to be coming up hopefully soon. I've got two of those open. You have a picture of some guy so drunk he has to cover one eye to read the screen. To be fair, I didn't have to cover my eye. Oh, what's this? Sorry, one sec. Uh, yeah, I didn't have to cover it. I just had to close it, which I guess is covering it with my eyelid. So maybe you're right. Okay, it's a P15. Save. Let's export. So with the competition tonight as well, I know most people probably know this already because I've mentioned it a few times, but I'm just so that we're clear what's going to happen tonight. I might as well start talking about it a little bit now. The the verifier that I've made is basically the same code that you had, the base code, with just a few modifications in it. So instead of calling your routine directly, it jumps to a new area of the code, um, which is appended onto the end. Um, so that I don't alter any of the existing code. It jumps to this new area so I could do some stuff. Then in that new area, what it does is it runs your code. That's the first thing it does, and then it verifies the man. That's a difficult guide to get to straight away. Yeah, this looks good as well. Actually, is this no? It's not the same level, is it? It's yeah, it's fine. Okay, yeah, this actually looks all right in here when it's not on there. It's just with the white ones, with the white platforms and everything, it looked too much, but this is fine. Okay, cool. Uh, yeah, so it runs a verification routine. The verification routine, as I said, I've already gone through and checked everything on the first run. So I haven't checked subsequent runs, but I have checked the first run just to make sure that they're fine. If they're not fine, what it will do is it will highlight the border in red, and the first character it found that didn't match in red as well. It'll do like an inverse of the thing in red. Um, but so far, it's managed to everything has every one of the 15 entries has ran the first run without failing. I did have the cycle count turned off, so I don't know whose is good or not. I did at first I did have run a couple like when people were submitting them through the week with the cycle count on, but I generally don't know now since like the past 3 or 4 days of which ones are good or not. So I've turned the cycle counter back on. That so you'll see in the bottom corner the cycle count. Now the other thing that I've done is I've removed the well, not removed, but I've changed the random function. So the random function which generates the levels has been changed now. And what I deliberately did was I removed the SID routine, and this is again this is just a couple of bytes that have changed in the original code, but nothing that's broken anything. That everything's still in the same place. So I knocked out the addition of the SID noise, so it's there's nops in its place rather than delete code, which would have moved the tables around. Let's do sorcery and do podium finish last because it's called finish, so that's good. So yeah, I changed that routine, so now it's the same random numbers for everybody, and I picked a seed that deliberately gives some screens that are heavy and some screens that have lots of spaces on. So it's a seed that kind of has at two extremes of the results. Um, well, I mean, two extremes of what I think would affect your results, which I think is spaces. I think spaces are probably going to be the thing that speed up, like, and certainly from what you guys have been saying, that seemed to be the case. Okay, this looks. I like this level. This looks nice. A nice color scheme, actually. They're nice and symmetrical as well, and it's got bonuses in. This is perfect. Cool. Don't need to do anything on this. Just export. Um, yeah, so everybody has the same seed. So what will happen is I will load. I've got the code, the verifier code, ready to go. I've got put the imports for every single one of your things in there. And then what I'm going to do is first of all, I'm going to randomize the list. So I'm going to find an online kind of line randomizer that will shuffle the list. So it's done in a completely random order. And then we're going to one at a time. We're going to turn on the import. It will print out in the console down here, in this bit section here. It will print out how many bytes that's taken up. I will drop that into the spreadsheet along with your name. And then the first run will automatically have been run. So we'll see the result for the first run straight away. Then when I press space, it will load the next one in, and it's debounced. So if I hold down space, it won't just keep repeating. So you'll always get the same three patterns, and so we'll be able to make a good comparison between the three. So right, 31. Yeah. So this one is I forgot what it was called now. Sorcery. That was it. Sorcery by SP175. And we've got one more level, and then we've got 33 levels, which is pretty decent. I mean, there's nothing to say we have to have 32. Could keep 33. Could uh, press the right buttons. So that's how it's going to run. I'm not going to spend any time going through the code, but what I will do is for those people who have sent me the code, and for all the PRGs, I'll bunch them all up into a single zip at the end of the stream, or probably tomorrow morning actually. And I'll make them available through the Discord. So you'll be able to go in the Discord in the pin messages, and you'll be able to download everybody's code and assembly and look at them. Um, I know of at least one person who has done a write up of their method. So there'll be a detailed write up from some people, um, which may be of interest, especially if they win. Yeah, see, like that one there, that stunned enemy, because it's stunned and frozen, it doesn't behave quite correctly. I mean, you can still eat it, but you don't know that it's stunned. So I definitely need to fix that at some point. This looks good though. Okay, let's go on to the last one. All right, and the last one stays in here. I don't need to change anything. It just stays here. And this is called podium finish. I have to say as well, thank you to everybody who submitted levels, especially SP and Zigzag, who between them posted the most. Um, it's really nice to be able to make a game like this and have the levels kind of ready to go. I'm oh wait, have I did I move the wrong one? I did move the wrong one. Okay. It makes a real nice change to be able to do that. I'm lucky that you guys do that. It was very cool with Luma, and it's been very cool with this as well. So okay, this looks nice as well. Nice color scheme. Everything matches. Gaps fine. Yeah, this is fine. Okay, let's export this. And then I think I'm going to give this a quick test, and then I'm just going to go for a quick break, so that I can be ready to work at 1/2 past on the results. And then what we'll go through for the remaining half an hour of this is we'll go through the a few of the bugs in here, and just not the level bugs, but some of the other things I've got listed here. So yeah, frozen enemies only flash if not stunned. That's yeah, I think that's going to be the first one we need to do. All right, let's just check that this works. Yeah, you can post source in Discord if you want. It'd be if you could just send it to me so I can add it to the add it to the. I mean, you can put it in my. You can put it in Discord I mean, it's fine. I like to pin the messages with all the kind of entries in, so people looking back at the different challenges can have a look at these things. So which means I need to clean the pins up tomorrow and make sure that the only thing that should remain after each challenge is the results, basically, in the pins, so it doesn't get too crowded. Yeah, this is fine. All right, cool. Right, I'm going to take a quick break. I'm going to be at about 5 minutes. When I come back, we'll do half an hour, just try and wrap up some quick bugs in here. Um, Actually, there's an issue on map 16. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to move this to the bottom, even though it's technically not level 34 anymore. And the reason I'm doing that is so I can put this one on, because there is an issue with the screen shake on this one, and I believe this is due to where the switch is on the screen, which is something we discussed last time. But we'll give you guys half an hour opportunity to make some AMK points, and then we'll move over to competition, and then Mega 65, or XEMU, even not really Mega 65, because I won't actually be turning the Mega 65 on. But okay, cool. I should be back in 5 minutes then, guys. Be right back. Right, I'm back and ready to go. Sorry, just checking some on here. Okay, cool. Right, so what I want to do is take a look at this map 16, because it was marked down on here as being where is it? Switch screen shake. I think it's to do with the position. I think we talked about this last time. So let's just take a quick look. It's not loading. Okay, because that. So map 16, in case we need to go and edit it, is Zigzag's number 5. Okay, so we need to test two particular places here. So first of all, we need to just test standing on switch. Doesn't do anything. Now we need to test if we get semi kind of fat. So I don't know how many I'm going to have to kill to do this, but as soon as I change weight, basically. It's taking a while. Oh, you son of a. There we go. Right. Okay, so not an issue here either. But then the screen shake only happens when you're really fat, so we're going to have to complete the level. And then what we can do is we can just either edit the code or edit the map. I think it's probably going to be easier to edit the map at this point. I don't really want to edit the code very much if I can help it now. Only time I really want to edit the code is if I'm fixing an absolutely critical bug that can't be avoided any other way. And this can be avoided by changing the map. I think this is the only case of a switch being this low down anyway, so I think that is the issue. Damn it, I avoided it and then jumped into it when it came around the other side of the screen. Oh, man, that one's a pain there. There we go. Oh, balls. All right, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Fuck. Okay, so we've got the one at the end there. I'm just going to call this test here. And then that means what I can do is I can just load that one in, call it test, and it won't destroy the level, the original level. Map zigzag. So this is a zigzag level. The 5. No, it's not right. 7. There we go. So I'm just gonna remove most of the enemies on here. Just a couple on here, right? Oops. Yeah, I'm more live. Well, that's why I had more lives. But again, I'm should be able to do it in Fallout. This is actually going to be quite a hard game to complete, I think. That's one of the things we need to put in is the extra life mechanism as well. So we do need to play through a couple of levels just to kind of work out the natural place for that. See, it's not happening now. Definitely happened before. Okay, I'm going to try again, but this time I'm going to drop onto the switch from here. See if it's something to do with that. Maybe it's to do with the screen shake on the switch, because if that's the case, it could be a more general bug, and we could try this on a different level as well. I don't know why, but I just like having the crown. It just feels right. Ideally, I don't want to get that until over this side. So what I want to do is no, okay. I think it was just an odd bug, which makes things so much worse. Uh, this 16, that isn't it? Because it looks like it might be 17 as well. I don't know which one it is. Let's try. Let's just load in SP's Candy Crush level and take a look. Assets, maps. Oh no, it's not that one either. I think it is 016. I don't know what I've because it says bottom row, and it was the bottom row of tiles, but not necessarily the bottom row of the actual screen. But then it wouldn't be the bottom row because none of these is the switch in the bottom row, so it can't possibly be in the very last row of characters. But it can be on the last row of tiles. So I don't know. I don't know why that failed. That's annoying. Crown on pressed switch. Okay. Oh, right. This is yeah, let's I think we've got time to fix this. So this is an issue when you walk over the switch while you're wearing a crown. The crown doesn't dip down with you. Um yeah, the offset, yeah, exactly. If that's what you mean. I think that's what you mean, right? You're talking about this. So if I just get eat two, right? Now I'm fat. So what happens now if I walk on this? Oh, actually, it moved with me then as well. Or is it just when you press the switch at the end? Because it's not going down at all. What the hell? Yeah. Quiz and raise. That's pretty much what I'm using. Yeah, CSS. You got me. Pretty much the whole overlay is I took so many shortcuts because I was lazy. So most of the overlay is just done with CSS. Even the marquee thing at the bottom is just a marquee tag, which is really bad because you shouldn't use marquee tags, but that's what I'm using. And the race itself is just all jQuery in CSS. The actual movement of the thing is done in CSS, and jQuery is used to access some of the elements, which again is really bad because jQuery is such an early 2000s thing. It's kind of been, well, I wouldn't say obsolete. It is still used, but it's there's better ways of doing things nowadays. But jQuery is just so easy to drop in and start using. So absolutely no structure at all to my code. One of the messiest pieces of JavaScript I've ever written, actually, overlay, to be fair. Uh, right, I'm gonna drink a Copperberg now. I've had a glass of wine. I'll have another glass in a second, but I need to get some cider in me. Yeah. Oh, React is brilliant. I use React. So all of these, this editor is all done in React. And my Game Boy editor is done in React. Everything I do now is done with React, pretty much. I should have done my overlay in React as well, but I didn't. It would have been a lot freaking easier if I'd have done it in the long run. But it's fine. I can work with old monolithic pieces of code, so I'm fine to use an overlay that's written in a scruffy way. But yeah, React is great because it means you can do you can easily kind of componentize most of the things in it. I mean, it's not so obvious in here, but well, I guess the colors you can kind of see these are all just one component I've created. But the uh, like my Game Boy editor just wouldn't be possible. Well, it would be possible, but it would be very messy without React. React makes it super super simple. My only regret is that I didn't use Redux as well on the editor because it would have been better with that. But I didn't expect it to get quite as out of hand as it got and quite as fully featured. So things like undo and stuff I've had to implement myself, which with Redux would have been super easy. But unfortunately, I didn't do that, so I've had to kind of go the long way about it. But that's fine. That's fine. Again, none of this code is ever going to be released, so it's fine. Okay, so that's not an issue either then. Wait, is it if you drop the crown? That's not that. That's not an issue anyway. Spawning enemy flash bug. Okay, MSB collision bug. So there is a bug where if you are stood here and the enemy wraps around the screen, there is a point at which it actually thinks it's here, and causes you to die. It doesn't happen very often, but it does happen. However, we don't really have time to do much, so I'm going to go through some of these reworks that I've got on here for the maps. So I'm going to look at some of these map instead. So this one says cramped. So let's have a look at what's cramped about it and see if we can change it. So this is Eat My Acorns. Facebook have never been that great. I mean, they make some decent libraries and stuff, but they've never been that great at using it themselves. For years, their PHP was some of the most hackable PHP on the internet. So, not that PHP is their tech. I mean, but you know, their implementation of their site was so bad; it had so many holes in it. I don't get why this feels. Oh, I guess because yeah, I guess it is a little bit cramped, but I'm not sure what to do on this other than change the enemy types. I think it's probably all right. It might be this pipe. This pipe could do with being removed, maybe on this side, and maybe this one centering here. So, all right, let's do that. Let's just nudge some of these pipes around a little bit. Facebook and see, yeah, no, it never has been a strong point of theirs. They don't really care, if we're honest. Um, yeah, exactly as Andy says. As long as the money comes in, they don't care. And actually, the funny thing is the one of the biggest problems Facebook had security wise for a while. I don't know if it's still the case now, but the system they had for adverts meant you could actually get adverts uploaded that would do very very malicious things to their site. So they would show an advert, but that advert would contain malicious code, which would then steal cookies from users and things like that. So I don't know if they've resolved that now. I mean, they're fairly easy to resolve. Um, I'm guessing they must have done because I've not seen any news about it recently. But I know that's one of the big issues you have. There are people as well that I don't know if this still goes on now, but there was an article maybe 18 months ago or something where somebody had found that even though you can't access things outside your advert frame now, which is something that was a problem before, where people found ways to break out of the frames that the adverts were in. Um, what you can do is you can basically hijack computer power. So even though you can't do anything directly to the user's session, you can't perform actions in the guise of another user like you can do with CSRF or XSS attacks. What you could do is you could use the advert to basically run whatever code you wanted to. So you'd create a shitty little advert that advertised, I don't know, underarm deodorant or whatever like that, with a bit of animation in it, something that's looked interesting. And then what you would do is you would pay an ad network a little bit of money to put it out, but then what that ad network would do would then serve that advert to thousands, hundreds of thousands of people, maybe even millions of people, and then you would embed some crypto mining code in your advert. So it would mine it would mine cryptocurrency in the background. This is genius idea, really simple but genius. Thanks, AD, for Anton, for the bits, very much appreciated. You'll be glad to know we'll be doing some Omega 65 at midnight. I'm going to do a basic introduction to building assembly stuff through Kick Assembler and using the emulator ready for the next competition, which I'm going to announce in about 40 minutes. The clocks go forward at 2 a.m. So it's still midnight. Yeah. Is it 1 a.m.? Oh yeah, oh yeah. They go back at 2 a.m., isn't it? They go forward at 1 a.m. Something like that. Yeah. There was a game on Steam that did the same thing. Yeah. I thought it was a genius idea because what these people did is they found ad networks that were relatively cheap. So and the adverts didn't have to be big. They could be the tiniest, cheapest adverts you could get. You know, ones that were a very tiny mini banner. You know, maybe 100 by 40 pixels or something, like the smallest adverts you could pay for. Um, and what they would do is they would just try to target as many machines as they could. So they'd find the best value for money that would give them um, as many machines as possible for as little money. And then they would just put crypto mining stuff in there. And if you target the right sites as well, then you can get them to, to stay on screen for quite a long time. Facebook obviously is quite bad because people tend to scroll past the adverts anyway. But on certain sites where I don't know, you may be watching videos, but with adverts down the side, sort of thing. I think Vimeo is one that would be a prime target for that. Is it Vimeo? Things like that, where you've got an advert constantly on the side of the screen while you're doing other things. I can't actually get to the Vimeo site there, but they're the perfect kind of places to do that because then you've got this advert that's on there constantly farming crypto for you, and it costs you pence to actually to get it on that user's, well, less than pence, a fraction of that, to get it on that user's machine. So, and crypto mining stuff is becoming way more popular nowadays. Okay, so that level didn't even seem cramped. Okay, so I've got another note for map 2, so let's go and have a look at that one. Not having good luck with bugs tonight on this, but it's fine. I don't really want to do this tonight. I want to do the competition, if I'm honest, which we'll be doing in a few minutes. So, okay. Okay. This was the level that, yeah, this level felt a little bit awkward in places. So, one of the main places it felt awkward was going up these steps here. Um, Now that got fixed, but now you have to kind of do this weird jump over things. Oh, that's it. Yeah, that was the problem. I can't shoot that thing when I'm stood under here, so that's a problem because it stops on that roof straight away. So things running across this bottom become a problem. It's not so much a problem here, but this is definitely a problem at this point here. So I think the solution here would be to raise this platform up by one and get rid of this kind of, I know it's supposed to be like a Donkey Kong kind of level. Yeah, platforms on that. Thank you, SP. You're on the ball tonight. Very good. So let's just take a look at that. So it's called Donkey Kong as well. So what we'll do, we'll just load that one in. I don't know who did this one actually. I think this is one of the ones that's just others. Yeah, there we go. So I think, oh god, okay. So first of all, the colors are all wrong, and the enemies are all wrong as well. Oh damn it! All right, so this is one where I didn't save it out. So I'm gonna rework this level a little bit. So first of all, I'm gonna match the colors on this one. So it's green, blue background, green platforms, red pipes. I'm gonna put a few more musical notes around, like we've got on this one, just to space it out. Also helps with the compression a little bit. Uh, Sorry, no, actually, we'll do the opposite, won't it? Of course, what we're talking about. Because of course, if you add in these in, you're leaving less continuous kind of patterns. And then I think what I'm going to do is I'm gonna get rid of these and replace them with a different way of getting up there. So um, the problem is at the moment this one's too low, and this kind of gets in the way of jumping down. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move this up one layer ever so slightly, which I can't directly unless I did this, which might actually be enough. Let's try that out because you still be able to jump up there. Yeah, okay, let's try that. Let's put that player there like that. And let's add a few of these. And so it's all these, nothing but these. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pipes. I'm going to do 4 and a power up. 1, 2, 3, 4 and a power up. 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is what, number 2, was it? Yeah. Okay, cool. Let's give this a try, and then this will be the last thing we do, and then we'll move on to the competition. So at least I managed to fix one issue tonight. So as long as I can get up there, which see, I don't like that now as well. It's one of those jumps that snaps at the end, right on the apex of the jump. It snaps up. So I think this level definitely needs a rework still. I'm really not sure how to fix it though. This freeze needs to be fixed as well because that's stunned now, but you don't see, so that needs to be done. That jump is too much. So the other option, actually, let's do this quickly. I've got enough time to do this. The other option is to move it down one more, but by putting it on a platform like this. Because that will still allow us to shoot underneath it, but the jump up will be neater as well there. And that kind of looks okay. I want to get at least one thing working from my list of fixes tonight. Yeah, that's better. Cool. All right. I can still shoot. Yeah. So that was the big problem, is that I couldn't shoot past that. So I couldn't do this that I'm doing now, stun this enemy from this side of the platform. Whereas now I can. So that's good. All right. And this is the kind of testing I kind of want people to do, but also a little bit of kind of two-player testing if possible. Maybe we'll set the Hamachi up. I have got it installed. We set a virtual VPN kind of Ethernet kind of setup, and allow you guys to all connect so that we can all kind of use NetPlay in here, or whatever it is. Yeah, NetPlay. We can use this thing here, and then yeah, so we can bind clients to. Well, it'll have to be me versus somebody else because I don't think I can just set a server up and get 2 people to join. I think. Oh, maybe. Oh no, because it's good. No, it's not going to work like that, is it? Damn it! All right. Okay, no, that's fine. But we can do that at some point. It should be fairly easy to do. When the game's ready to go, we'll do some testing like that. All right, that's it then for tonight. So the next step is to go through the Mega 65. So open a new window. Hey, Skunk Monkey, welcome. We're just about to start going through the verifier stuff now. So hopefully in here I should have, because I've opened a million files since then. So I need to go and find it on my desktop. March challenge. There is base code verifier. Here we go. So these are all the entries. Don't worry if you see your entry here and it looks like it's got the wrong name. I have renamed a few of them. Like for instance, I think Gilles was called ZZ, and I renamed it to his old code just because it was just easier for me to do that at the time. Don't worry, these are all the latest versions. Um, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take all of those and I'm going to find line shuffler. Hopefully this is shuffle text lines on my random tools. Yeah, okay, cool. That's what I want. Right, so this is a line shuffler. Let me just drag that alone in on its own. So the task of this is to basically just um, take the lines that I put in and give me a shuffled version on the outside. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to say, let's do 3 reshuffles, and then whatever we get on that side after 3 reshuffles is going to be on. So 1, 2, 3. Right, so this is the order we're going to go in. Cool. All right. So we'll start with the first one and we'll work our way through. So I've also got um, this here. I think I need to copy this line down. Hang on. Copy to there. I think I can just paste, can't I? And then it will. This should. Wait, it hasn't done anything. Where's my equation? Okay, it's fine. So this will be B2. No, sorry. C1 plus. Oh, actually, isn't there an average? I think there's average, isn't there? Oh, I don't know. Let's equals have average C2 to E2 times B2. There we go. Make sure the fonts are set. There we go. Right. And then just copy that all the way down there. Sweet. That should be saved. Cool. Right. So let's go through. Let's start with Endurion. Weird. Right. So I'm going to put the stuff into there as we go. Hopefully you can see that and it's big enough. If it's not, let me make it a little bit bigger so you can see it. It's probably a little bit on the small side. Can work out how to do that. There we go. So I should keep that there. And as we go along, I will drop in the results into that table so you can see them as we go. Cool. There we go. Is that big enough? It should be big enough, I think. Right. So as I say, when I run this, it's going to print out in the console at the bottom and tell me exactly how many. Oh, thank you, John Wayne, for the source. I didn't particularly need it, but if you want to supply it, I'm happy for you to supply it. So thank you for that. I'll save that. Thanks. Oh, there was a really bad edit on the bureau about Spyro screaming at the. Okay, cool. I'll take a look at that. I didn't realize it was doing that. I wonder why it does that. There shouldn't be any noise on that video, but I'll check it out. Maybe there is for some reason. Maybe I've added some in. So okay, cool. Cool. Right. So let's run this. So basically, the way it's going to work, I'm going to do this. It's going to report in the bottom how many bytes. Let me just put this. So I can fill that in, and then we'll do the runs. So first one is Endurion. Oh, sometimes Kick Assembler can be really weird. So Endurance is 190 bytes long. So let's put that into the thing first. Just close that window down. Don't need that one there. It's 190 bytes. So far he's winning with an MCB of 0, which is pretty good. Make sure I can see everything. There we go. And let's go and have a look. So his first run, 23,180. And it's green, so we know that it's been verified. So the second run, 23,038. 23,038. Third run, 23,127. They're quite close actually, though. That's a very very narrow range, which is interesting. But you'll see these patterns are the same on each one. So if I run this again, I'll just verify just by running it again. I'm just going to do this on this first one, but I just want to verify that the pattern's the same. So you see 2 diamonds, then this, and then the pattern in the middle. So you can see it's the same each time. So there we go. That's the first one. So first up, we have Endurian with a score of 4.404 MCB, pretty much. It actually isn't MCB. This is just cycle bytes here. So MCB would be. Oh, where's that? Wait, what changed there? What? Why did that change? That's weird. 2127. Average gone. C2 to E2. Do you know what? I'll just do this manually. It's freaking easy. I don't trust that average thing. C2 plus D2 plus E2 divided by 3. Oh, is that what it was? Oh, yes. Sorry, that was wrong. All right, never mind. See, this is what I'll just use my own anyway. It's better. So there you go. 4.391. Okay. Yeah. I know. I got it. So that's 190 bytes at 23. Let me just confirm that in the calculator before I go any further. As long as it works in the calculator, then I'm happy. 23,180 plus 23,038 plus 23,127 is that. Divide that by 3 times that by 190. 439,180. Right, okay, I'm happy with that now. Okay, on to the next one. So next one is John Wayner. And John Wayner's is 203 bytes. So put that in. Let's type the name in here. John Wayner, 203. And results are 9192 for the first one. Be interesting to see who gets the fastest cycles at all of any. 7 9. Ooh, wow. Okay. So it looks like John Wayner is doing what I know a few of you have done, which is have a first run which does some optimization, probably copies some tables into zero page and things like that. So that's 1.698. That's pretty good score. Pretty good score, because those are some low runs on the end there. Okay, cool. Interesting. Yeah, so I think that, yeah, John Wayne says, yeah, okay, yeah, makes sense. Okay, cool. Got a front runner. Vostiar. So Vostiar has said as well that if he's the winner, he'd like to donate to the next place because he's not going to have time to do any work on Mega 65 stuff. I didn't write the cycles down for this. So bytes 161. Sorry, not cycles bytes. So this is Vostiar. This is 161 bytes. So this is the smallest piece of code so far. Cycle wise, 8826 on the first one. Okay. 8682. So this doesn't have any pre-setup, but it is quite small. This is looking very promising. 8778. So 1.41 megacycle bytes. I put MCB up here, but this is technically just, let's just put cycle bytes here so we know. So megacycle bytes is with an M in front of it. But yeah, 1.41 current front runner. So far, John Wayner has the smallest single run at 7908, and VosTR has the smallest code and the best MCB so far. Still another 12 entries to go though. So let's check out Skunk Monkey next. Okay, so run it, take a look at the bytes. Why does it not let me click on that? Have I got some other thing open? Yeah. 193. So Skunk Monkey. It's 193 bytes, and the first run is 9273. So the interesting thing here is that sometimes the first people are doing things on the first run. So it's interesting to see what the difference is between the first and second run. And indeed, Skunk Monkey is doing the same. 7986 is also doing a copy at the beginning there. 8076. So quite similar results actually to John Wayne, but with slightly less code. So um, which actually gives him a very similar score to John Wayner there, but still not quite up to the level of VosTR. So everybody's using challenge table except you. Yeah. Okay, cool. So GHAF next. Is this doing? Am I doing about one every 2 minutes? I think I'm just slightly behind, but it's not too bad. So GF is 158 bytes. Okay, so GHAF's got the smallest code so far. Interesting. So this will be good to see the results. Oh, so that's a higher first run, but I suspect this is another one that's got the optimized bit here as well. So we shall see on the second run. Oh no, it's not. Okay, so this is higher throughout, but smaller bytes. So this will be interesting to see what the end result is here. Again, quite tight range. Those people who aren't doing that. Oh, mind you, the range is not that high on the other ones either, but feels like the ranges are tighter at this point. Ooh, see, this is the thing. A couple of cycles in exchange for a few bytes can make a difference. Because even though all three runs here are over 10,000, the fact that he's got 158 bytes means that he's got a respectable score here still. But yeah, look at that. You need to be down. I think so. I think the winner here is going to be somebody around the 8,000 mark, and less than this. Interesting. Whatever you do, don't run mine. Oh no, it's going to get run. Yours is next. Yours is next. Why? What is yours? Is yours like super high or something? Okay, 257 bytes. Oh, that's quite a lot. So, but the thing is everybody went. I'm grateful for everybody that enters this because the whole point is to learn, not necessarily be the best. So, um, okay, 17719. So it is quite a high cycle count, and a high byte count as well. So this is going to be quite an interesting score, I think. 17575. So again, no pre-optimization on this one. So it looks like so far we've got two people who pre-optimized here. In fact, I'm going to color their rows in so we can just count this. I'm just going to make a slight pink thing here for anybody who colored their rows in. So for anybody who pre-optimized the first after the first run, 7671. Okay, so yeah. Actually, you said to me before that you predicted you would be in last place, and so far you are. So good judgment there. Um, okay, this is Andy's next. So let's run. Grab the byte count. Byte count's 224. Okay, 224. So what do we think? Was Andy trolling or not? 224 is his byte count. So I feel like well, I know he wasn't because he told me he wasn't trolling. 10134 9290. So I'm guessing you also did a optimization at the beginning as well. 348. So I'm gonna mark the ones with the pre-optimization in this color just because it's interesting to see when we order the table how they have performed. So oops. Oh, a bit of ABBA. Don't know who bit this, but thank you. I do like a bit of ABBA. Guilty pleasure of mine. Okay, next up, Amok. I think we're doing all right for time, aren't we? 7:14. Yeah, it's catching up. So Amok's is 291. Ooh, that's possibly the biggest one yet, but it could be the fastest one. So, where is it? This one here. Okay, 9233. Yeah, it's pretty fast. It's below the 10K mark anyway. And is it pre-optimized? No, it looks like it's probably not. So it's probably the same all the way. Like, yeah, it is the same all the way. Like, okay, okay, not last though. So 2.671. So far we've got between a range between 1.41 and 4.39. And the thing is, as well, the thing to remember here is everybody who's entered this and everybody who's written something will have written something better than most devs would do on their first attempt, right? You've done an optimization, you've actually taken code and improved the performance of it. So and that's the point here. The fact that the winner is the person who's done the most optimization is obviously important, but the most important thing to take away from this is that you know now how to take a piece of code and optimize it to be better. So yeah, but I don't mean when you say that was your first effort, you went into this knowing that it had to be optimal, right? So going in, if you were to just write this piece of code, if you just wrote this code without thinking at all about optimization, then you wouldn't be anywhere near these values. I don't think so. Um, so yeah, you would write it and it would be bad, and then you would look and optimize it. But this is what you should learn to do: is learn to kind of take these values, take these kind of lessons and apply them to your code when you need to optimize things. 156. This might be one of the smallest ones. Okay, interesting. So this is Prow 7. Where's the table? Let's just put Prow in here. 156. Yeah, so this is now technically the smallest one, smaller than GHAPS. But let's see how it performs. 9566. Okay, so that's faster than GHAPS. Is it a first run optimizer? It is as well. Interesting. Okay. 795. Okay, so 1.407. We've got a new leader. Prow is the new leader by 0.003 megacycle bytes from VosTR. Wow. Okay. This is interesting. It gets tight at the top. Okay. So this is a pre-optimized first round as well. So interesting that Vostr didn't take that approach, whereas Pro 7 did, and yet they're still very similar um, overall scores. And in fact, the overall performance of the final thing is about the same between these two. So runs 2 and 3 about the same. Prow used a little bit more cycle time, but less bytes to set up the first run. So interesting. Interesting. Okay, Gila now. So I think Gila sent me 3 versions. This was the latest one. Just because, as I said before, I think this was the first one that I renamed. Just because I'd already put it in here, I didn't want to change the code, but this should be the latest one. So let's take a look. This wow, 129 bytes. Right, okay. Now we're getting into some serious figures here now. Okay, so by far the smallest one so far. But how does it stack up speed wise? Okay, 9706. So not the fastest one, but is it pre-optimized? Because even at these values, that's going to be a winner so far. So, oh, it's pre-optimized as well. By quite a lot as well. Look at that. Fastest run as well. Fastest run. John Wayner held that for quite a while, but now the fastest run goes to Zilla. In fact, I'm going to mark the fastest. So this is pre-optimized. I'm going to mark the fastest single runs as well as we go. So this is the fastest single run. I'm going to mark that at this nice green color, I think. Okay, round 3, 7, 8, 5, 6. Wow, this is going to be a low score. 1.089. Wow. If he's not in chat, does he win? Yes, you do win even if you win. But bear in mind, Gila won the last Nexus board as well. So even though he can win the competition, he won't be eligible to actually receive a second board. So it will go to the second place and then the third place and so on and so on. So but so far Gila's in the lead. That's an incredible piece of optimization. That's really good. Have I got? I think I've got his code for that as well. Let me just check. No, I don't have it actually. So might have to request that from him because that's crazy, crazy, crazy good optimization there. Um, and to have the kind of initial optimization in that many bytes as well. Wow, this is really becoming quite hotted up quite a lot. Okay, so Acmefin next. Let's have a look. What's Acmefin's byte count? Acmefin's byte count is 234. Oh, he did tell me actually it was the EA, not EA, the NOP code. 234. Okay. And let's take a look at the cycles. 11,869. Quite on the high side there. But let's see. Maybe that's a pre-optimized thing. It looks like it is pre-optimized. Okay, cool. That seems to be a common approach from everybody, actually. But is it the fastest? I mean, so far it is, but we've still got 4 more to go after this. 260. Okay, cool. So 2.364 MCBs. You thought he was trying to say that MCB is close to 1. Yeah, that surprised me actually. That surprised me a lot, and to do it in so few bytes as well. I'm intrigued to see if anybody's going to beat that. And we have Carl up next, so everybody's been thinking Carl's going to win it. So let's see. So bytes wise, 141 bytes. Okay, so not the lowest bytes, but probably the second lowest bytes there, I think. What was it? 141. Okay. Yeah, it's the second lowest byte count. But is his overall speed better? 8587. Okay. Is it pre-optimized? I'm guessing it probably is, but I don't know. Let's have a look. 7852. Okay, so these are the low. Yeah, these are low cycle counts. 7942. 1.145. So Schiller is still winning there. But Carl very close behind, 0.06, no, in fact, 0.056 MCBs behind. So, yeah, bytes definitely seems to be the biggest one because it does. For every byte, you basically. I'm trying to think how that would affect the score. Yeah, it's interesting. So there you go, Carl in second. So you were all wrong anyway. You were all wrong. Kelso, let's have a look. So Kelso's is, let's close that, 201 bytes. So what does this mean so far in terms of, because Carl's already won one anyway, so he can't get one. Jill has already won one, so he can't get one. So I'm not sure who. Well, let's type them all in then first, and then we'll work it out. See, by the end of the year, we're going to be giving them to like 7th or 8th place. I think, which is kind of funny. Um, uh, yeah, it's probably going to be Prow looking at this at the moment. So Prow's in the 3rd place slot, but it's not. Yeah, as we say, it's not over yet. So let's take a look. Kelso 9320 on the first one. Also, Carl, it looks like you did optimize there, so I'm gonna a pre-optimization kind of pass. So I'm gonna put that in. That seems to be the winning strategy anyway. I think everybody seems to have done that. Although Vostiar didn't, and Vostiar still got down to 1.41. So it's interesting. It maybe wasn't as useful as needed, but I don't know though, because that the Schiller one's really small. So 8868. And 8970 for a score of 1.819. Okay, so that's not the top winnings. MV Gamer next. 243 bytes. Okay. And 9023, not a bad score. Is it a pre-optimized first round? It definitely is. I think that one is as well. Kelso's is yours. Yeah, I was going to say yours is as well. Yeah. I think almost everybody's done that, which is interesting, I guess. 8045 8121. So we've got one person left, which is Air Jury, who would need to beat Prow, I believe, to win the board. So let's take a look at Air Juries. Let's just close that one down. Air Juries 168, 6 bytes. That's a good byte score. Not the smallest, but definitely decent. What about cycle 9984? Let's see. Is this a pre-optimization? It is. So let's put that in. So it looks like most of you went for that pre-optimized. Well, actually, 2/3 of you went for that. Judging by the scores, 8968 for the second one, 9052 for the last one. Cool. So it looks like Proud 7 has won the board, but let's take a look at who's actually. Can I order that? Is that putting them? Yeah, that's putting them. That's weird. Why is it done all? Oh, it's because I had all these columns in here. Let me just delete these columns. God. So there we go. This is the result. So first and second place go to Gilles and Carl Henrik, who both already have one of the Nexus A7 boards. Actually, Carl gave his to Monsters Go Boom, but I think it's only for the rule was, if you win one, you can't win a second one. So even though he's given his away, I don't think it would be fair to give him the second one. I mean, from the sounds of things, he would just give it away anyway. So I hope you don't mind that at all, Carl. So it will go to Prow 7. So well done, Prow. If you send me your postal details through the Discord private messages, I will make sure I will get a case printed out for you in the next. I'll say 2 to 3 weeks. It does take me a little bit of time. You could get it within a week. It could be 2 to 3 weeks, but let's say 2 to 3 weeks to be safe, and I'll get that to you as soon as possible. Um, Carl has posted the write up in Discord. Um, it's a very interesting read. I definitely recommend going through. Definitely worth a read. I'm gonna pour myself a wine. I've got really dry throat. And also, Pray, if you let me know what color you would like the case to be, you have a choice between blue, white, black. Hang on. Blue, white, black, orange, and red. Those are the five colors you can have it in. So if you just let me know which of those colors you want as well, I'll make sure it gets to you. But yeah, well done, guys, and congratulations to Gilla on an amazing run there. You managed to get it down to 129 bytes, which is quite significantly less than everyone else. Um, I mean, amazingly so. I mean, if you look at everyone else there, actually, Carl's is quite a lot less than everybody else's as well. But you may even manage to knock 12 bytes off Carl's. Um, Interestingly, your final runs were quite close in the final kind of cycle size. Your run 2 and 3, um, with yours being Gilla's being slightly quicker, but not by much than Carl's. But for a more expensive initial setup. But I think the thing that won it for you there is the 129 bytes. I think that really did win it for you there. So really good, really well done, guys. Really cool, and so glad to see so many people enter. So really awesome. Thank you. As I say, we'll run these every month. Um, uh, different types of challenges. So I'll explain now what the next challenge is. But we'll do this for the rest of the year. So we've given away round about £1,500 worth of Nexuses so far, and we stand to give away at least uh, another probably £2,000 to £3,000 worth of them as well. So it's really cool that we're managing to do this. So um, and it's thanks to all you guys for subscribing, for joining the Patreon and stuff, which is why I'm trying to add more stuff to. Uh, yeah, if you send me your code, Sheila, I can add it to I can add it to the zip file that I'll do soon. So there we go. Oh, cool, Anton. That's awesome. I just got a picture of Anton in his Praise Be the Spiral t-shirt. Cheers. Um, and thanks, Hammock, for the bits. Very much appreciated. Cheers. I'm gonna have a bit of cider and a bit of my vape as well. And I'm really glad as well. Oh, thanks for the gift sub to Prow as well, Andy. I missed that one. Um, I'm really glad you guys enjoy entering these competitions, because it is as much about you guys learning and finding interesting things to kind of expand your knowledge on. Thanks, Sheila. Expand your knowledge on and find new techniques that you probably didn't know about before, and kind of sharing them with each other as we go as well. So, which is why it's great to kind of zip these all up at the end and share them with each other. And really good that people like Carl do these write-ups as well. Carl's write-up is really good. I definitely recommend having a good read of it. There's some really clever techniques in there. I'll be honest, as I was reading it, I was convinced Carl was going to win this as well. So as much as I said you were all wrong, I was wrong as well. Gilla's absolutely stormed into the first spot there. So very good. Um, so yeah, so next month's challenge. So as I say, what we're going to do is we're going to alternate between a kind of a very technical challenge like this one and the spiral was, where the winner is the person who has the the best score, the lowest numbers or whatever it might be. So we do that on odd numbers month. So March is an odd numbers month, so this was why we did this. On the even numbered months, we're going to do prize draws. But in order to enter the prize draw, you can't just say, I want to be in the prize draw. You have to do a little bit of work. And the idea of these months is to give something to the Mega 65 community. So in February, we did the basic game challenge where I can't remember how many people entered it, but we had quite a few people enter. And the idea was um, you make a game in basic on the XEMU, and then you get a free entry into the prize draw for making that game. So we're going to do the same thing this month, except it's not going to be in basic. We're going to do. Let me post the. Actually, I'll bring them up here, and if I can make that a bit bigger somehow. So we'll read through these. So this is the April challenge. So the task is once again, real one. The task is once again to create a small game for the Mega 65, but this time using 45GS02 assembly. Um, so for anybody who doesn't know, 45GS02 is 6502 with some extra stuff. So don't worry if you don't know 45GS02. You can actually get by with 6502. You don't actually have to use the 45GS02 instructions, but you will have access to them, so you might as well. So you have like an extra Z register and things like that. For consistency and ease of testing, entries must work on the XEMU emulator using Hernan's experimental VIC4 branch. The address there. Actually, this is pretty much the same rules from the basic one, and I'll post these in the Discord in a minute. Games must be considered a valid game. That is they must be actually playable. So again, like the last one, it has to be a playable game of some kind. You can do whatever you want, but it has to be a playable game. Music and sound effects are not required, but of course would be nice. One thing that's worth noting is you can use SID music quite easily. You just need to make sure that you use the right memory addresses. We'll go through a little bit of that in a minute. The memory addresses you should focus on and try and avoid, sort of thing. We'll do that in the second half of this stream. Um, Entries must be submitted by 23:59, so that's midnight basically, on the 30th of April to me via Discord DM. Now, the reason I've done the 30th of April is because it is the very last day of the month. It's a Friday. Um, and this is to give me time to double check everything before the stream, um, which I'll explain in a minute. Entries must be saved and submitted in D81 format. So again, same as you were doing before, you were creating D81 files by saving your thing in basic. This time you'll probably be creating a PRG, but I mean, actually, I'm going to change this in D81 or PRG format. Um, I prefer it if you send me in D81. I will be adding it to a D81 if you just send it to me in PRG format. I'll be making it into a disk anyway. But if you want to save me a little bit of work, please just drop it into a D81 file. Easiest way to do that will be to just load up DIR master, create a D81, drop your PRG in it when you're done. All valid entries will be entered into a prize draw live on the May 1st stream. A winner will be chosen at random with the wheel of 1 pixel disappointment, as Zach Mithink can attest to. A winner will be chosen at random at midnight. You do not need to be present to claim your prize, but of course it would be lovely if you were. Same goes for all these kind of challenge giveaways this year. I don't want somebody to spend hours and hours and hours making a game or solving a challenge only to miss the stream and miss out because they weren't in the stream. When it is an actual just prize draw, when everybody who's present on the stream is available, then absolutely you have to be there, because otherwise that's just not fair on people. And as ever, by entering, you give me the right to compile all entries onto a single disk image and release to the Mega 65 community for free, which I still haven't done actually. I need to make a note that I need to do that for the basic ones. Uh, basic D81. There we go. I'll remind me to do that next. So do that tomorrow. And then notes by default, XEMU will use the D81, so it's exactly the same as before, same thing as we've done in basic. As I say, I'll post these into Discord in a minute. And just a disclaimer that the emulator is a work in progress, and understandably, not everything will be correctly supported at this time. For instance, there is no sprite collision. If in doubt, ask first in the challenge channel in my Discord to see if anyone else knows of the issue, and if not, then in the XEMU channel in the Mega 65 Discord to see if it is an issue or simply not supported. And good luck. So I'm going to go and drop that into the challenge channel now. Hopefully that lists okay. Hopefully I can put bold on that. Yeah. Cool. There we go. Right, and drop that in there now. So there we go. There's the rules, along with a link to the Mega 65 XEMU channel. I will pin that now. And what we're going to do for the second half of the stream, I'm going to go for a quick break in a second. When I come back, we will set up a very, very simple project. Oh, you already pin it. I'll set up a very basic project in Kick Assembly, and we'll show you how to do some basic things in the assembly. And if you've got any questions while we're doing this, please ask. I'll try and answer as many as we can as we go along. Would it be okay to port an already released C64 game? If it's your own game, then sure, go ahead and do that. Absolutely fine. I wouldn't recommend, because this is going to be shared. Whatever you provide is going to be shared free of charge with anybody who has access to the file host, which is everybody, right? So if you're porting like somebody else's game, probably not a great idea without their consent. But if it's your own game, absolutely go for it. Not a problem. You do have you actually have 4 weeks for this, so you actually have the entire month of April pretty much. So very, very possible to do. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Grid Runner would not be ideal because it's not your game, so not a good idea to do that. Now I'm going to go take a quick break. When I come back, we'll go through how to set up Kick Assembler. I'm really not doing. I'm not going to do much in the way of setup, but I'm going to show you how to using the Kick Assembler setup, how to actually just launch something and launch the X emulator. You will have to kind of adjust this differently for depending on what systems, which IDE you're using. Actually, I should post a link to those results as well. So hang on. Let me share. Can I share that? Yeah. Yeah. Let me post that. There we go. Yes, I'll try and go through as much as I can as we're going on. There are obviously going to be limitations. Some things will work, some things won't. It's probably worth, if you are going to port your own game, just to check a few things first before you just jump straight in. But we'll go through that in a minute. All right, give me 2 minutes, guys. Just going to take a quick break, then we'll come back. We'll do that. So right back.